To resolve this situation, two polytheists volunteered to quench their thirst and muffle the source of that humiliation, i.e. the Prophet, PBUH. Umar bin Wahab al-Jamahi, a terrible polytheist, and an archenemy Safwan bin Umayyah sat together privately lamenting their loss and remembering their dead and captives. Umar expressed a fervent desire to kill the Prophet, PBUH, and release his captured son in Medina, if it was not for the yoke of debts he was under and the large family he had to support. Safwan also had his good reasons to see the Prophet, PBUH, killed, so he offered to discharge Umar's debts and support his family if he went on with his plan. Umar agreed and asked Safwan to be reticent on the whole scheme. He left for Medina, having with him a sword to which he applied some kind of lethal poison. Umar bin al-Khattab saw him at the door of the mosque and understood that he had come with evil intentions. He immediately went into the mosque and informed the Prophet, PBUH. He was let in, looped by the sling of his sword, and in greeting he said good morning, to which the Prophet, PBUH, replied that Allah had been gracious, and taught them the greeting of the dwellers of the paradise, peace be upon you. To a question raised by the Prophet, PBUH, about his object, Umar said that he had come to see that his captured son was well treated. As for the sword, which the Prophet, PBUH, asked him about, he cursed it and said that it gained them nothing. On exhorting him to tell his real goal, he remained obdurate and did not divulge the secret meeting with Safwan. Here the Prophet, PBUH, got impatient and he himself revealed to Umar his secret mission. Umar was taken by surprise, and incredible astonishment seized him, and immediately bore witness to the messengership of Muhammad, PBUH. He then began to entertain Allah's praise for having been guided to the straight path. The Prophet, PBUH, was pleased and asked his companions to teach Umar the principles of Islam, recite to him the noble Quran and release his son from captivity. Safwan, meanwhile, was still entertaining false illusions as to the approaching redemption of honor, and burying the memory of Badr into oblivion. He was impatiently awaiting Umar's news, but to his great surprise, he was told that the man had embraced Islam and changed into a devoted believer. Umar later came back to Makkah, where he started to call people unto Islam, and he did actually manage to convert a lot of Makkans into Islam. Ibn Hisham 1:661-663, Invasion of Bani Kainuka. We have already spoken about the treaty that the Prophet, PBUH, signed with the Jews. He was very careful to abide by it to the letter, and the Muslims did not show the least violation of any of its provisions.